Welcome to our deep dive on the health savings account dilemma. Should you spend now on medical bills or invest for long-term growth? To set expectations, we will explore how HSAs work, the opportunity cost of spending today, a practical framework for deciding, and real-world tactics to keep you organized. Then, we will verify your understanding with short quizzes and wrap up with clear takeaways. By the end, you'll be able to align your choice with your financial goals and your cash flow reality. Let's begin. Before we compare strategies, it helps to understand why HSAs are unique. They are the only commonly available account that can be tax-advantaged at contribution, during growth, and at withdrawal for qualified medical expenses. Because of this, many treat the HSA as a stealth retirement account. However, we also need to respect day-to-day realities, like emergency funds, unpredictable healthcare costs, and the record-keeping burden required to claim medical reimbursements years down the line. With that foundation, let's map our journey. Here is the roadmap for today's video. First, we will solidify the triple tax benefits. Next, we will quantify the opportunity cost of spending today versus investing for the long run. Then, we will compare the two strategies head-to-head. After that, we will move into actionable steps, including a receipt tracking system. We will pause for quick quizzes along the way and finish with key takeaways so you can decide what fits you best. Let's anchor on the three benefits. First, contributions reduce taxable income, which immediately improves your cash flows. Second, investment growth is not taxed, so compounding is uninterrupted. Third, withdrawals used for qualified medical expenses are tax-free, allowing you to access funds without eroding gains. Together, this makes the HSA uniquely powerful and a candidate for long-term investment, provided you can handle current medical costs from other sources. With that foundation, let's analyze the cost of spending now. Opportunity cost is central. Suppose you have a $5,000 medical bill. If you pay it from the HSA today, you prevent those dollars from compounding. If instead, you pay the bill from non-HSA funds and leave the HSA invested at a hypothetical 7% annual return, that $5,000 could grow to roughly $27,000 in 25 years and over $38,000 in 30 years. Those numbers are illustrative, not guarantees, but they show what is at stake. Of course, investing only makes sense if you can comfortably pay from other funds and keep impeccable records for future reimbursement. Now let's compare the two paths. When you use the HSA now, you gain immediate liquidity and simplify life, which can be crucial if your emergency fund is limited or cash flow is tight. You also reduce the risk associated with long-term receipt tracking. Conversely, by investing for later, you maximize the HSA's unique compounding power, but you must cover current costs with non-HSA money and maintain meticulous documentation to ensure future withdrawals remain qualified and penalty-free. The right path depends on both your financial resilience and your appetite for administrative complexity. Here are practical steps to implement. First, use a rewards credit card to pay medical bills. Then reimburse yourself from the HSA either immediately or later. This captures card rewards and leverages fraud protections. Second, remember you can reimburse at any time after the expense, as long as you maintain valid documentation. Third, consider a middle ground. Cover small, predictable expenses from regular cash flow and save the HSA for big, unexpected bills that would otherwise strain your finances. Additionally, automate HSA contributions and invest beyond any required cash threshold in low-cost diversified funds. Preserve a separate emergency fund so that investing your HSA does not compromise your ability to handle urgent needs. Finally, track every document, receipts, explanations of benefits, and payment confirmations in a well-organized, backed-up system. A reliable receipt system safeguards future reimbursements. Start with a clear folder hierarchy, such as year, provider, and invoice number. Use consistent file names that include date, provider, and amount for quick retrieval. Store three proofs whenever possible: the itemized invoice, the explanation of benefits, and a payment confirmation. Maintain dual backups, a cloud service, and an external drive, and schedule quarterly checks. Keep a simple tracking spreadsheet that lists the date, provider, amount, and whether you have reimbursed it yet. At year-end, consider exporting a read-only archive that consolidates documents for long-term integrity. Use this table as a quick reference. For small and predictable costs, paying from non-HSA cash supports long-term HSA growth. For large, unexpected bills, using the HSA can prevent draining your emergency fund. If your emergency fund is under 3 months of expenses, prioritize stability by using the HSA now. If your reserves are strong and you have a dependable documentation system, you may lean toward investing and reimbursing later. Quiz time. The question is, true or false? You must wait until age 65 to reimburse qualified medical expenses from your HSA. Option A is true. Option B is false. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is B, false. You do not need to wait until age 65. You may reimburse any time after the qualified expense occurs, provided you retain the necessary documentation to prove it was eligible. Second quiz question. What is the most reward-optimized way to pay a qualified medical expense, assuming you plan to reimburse from the HSA? Option A is pay directly with the HSA debit card. Option B is pay with a rewards credit card and then reimburse from the HSA. Option C is pay in cash and do not reimburse. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is B. Paying with a rewards credit card allows you to earn cash back or points and leverage fraud protections. You can then reimburse from the HSA immediately or later, as long as it remains a qualified medical expense and you keep appropriate documentation. To summarize the essentials, HSAs deliver unmatched tax benefits. Investing HSA funds can dramatically increase future value through tax-free compounding, but doing so requires that you can handle today's expenses without jeopardizing your financial safety. Spending now, on the other hand, simplifies administration and preserves liquidity. Use a simple decision rule. Protect the emergency fund first, and only then optimize for long-term returns. Lastly, if you delay reimbursement, uncompromising documentation is essential. Important disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial, tax, or legal advice. HSA rules can vary by plan and jurisdiction, so consult your plan documents, your HSA provider, and a qualified professional before making decisions. Investment returns are not guaranteed, and investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Maintain thorough documentation for all qualified medical expenses to ensure compliance and avoid taxes and penalties. As we wrap up, align your approach with both your cash flow and your organizational comfort. If you seek maximum long-term growth and have strong reserves and record-keeping, invest the HSA and reimburse later. If you prioritize simplicity and liquidity, use the HSA now for peace of mind. Many will choose a middle ground: cash for small expenses and HSA for large, unexpected costs. Choose the balance that supports both your goals and your sleep at night. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, please like, share, and subscribe. I would love to hear your approach in the comments. Do you spend from your HSA now, invest for later, or blend the two? Your insights can help others make better decisions.